am Deria and I am going to explain it to you how, to the best of our knowledge, our universe began. And I am even going to explain to you how our universe looks today and how it might end in the future. Come here, I want to show you something very important. Look very closely. Did you see it? Can you see it? No. It is impossible to see with the naked eye. That is called a singularity. I'll show you what a singularity is. Suppose this is a singularity. If I tell you, you will have to go inside this marble. And even your parents will have to go. But wait, your house will also have to go inside, your car. In fact, all humans on this planet will go inside. But all humans will go, then the planet can itself go inside. But then if I tell you that solar system, our 200 billion galaxy and 200 billion star will go inside this, the space, the energy, everything will go inside this. And nothing would be outside. But how is that possible? I'll show you how singularity is there. As the balloon is inflated, all the points move away from each other. The space between the point is expanding. We can observe this in our universe. Space is expanding. Then logically, if we reverse this process, everything moves closer together right back to a single point called the singularity. Many cosmologists believe that the Big Bang wasn't really the beginning of the universe. Some believe that the Big Bang was an event that emerged from an implicant field. An implicant field could be visualized as a flat sea of energy. There is a representation of an implicant field. The Big Bang arose from a concentration of energy in one part of this field. Things were very strange in the implicant field. Gravity wasn't as we know it now, but in fact was repulsive, and this caused the massive inflation of our universe. We all know Einstein's E equal mc square, and we can definitely convert matter to energy. This is obvious from a nuclear power plant and more famously in the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. What you probably don't know is that we are not yet able to convert energy to matter, and this point is the most important in accepting the Big Bang hypothesis. You can see a small clip on the atomic bomb dropped at Hiroshima provided by the BBC. This absolute destruction was the result of releasing the energy from a piece of uranium that was the size of a grain of rice. Matter converted to energy. The Big Bang took place, in no time. It was the today that had no yesterday. And of course, there was no bang because there were no air to listen to it. I think it should be called as the big wave. The flatness problem. Our universe appears to be flat, but because of the Big Bang, we wouldn't expect it to be flat. Here's one possible solution why it is flat. You can look at this chess piece. It is clearly standing on a flat surface. But if I zoom out, you can see that it is actually on a curved surface. So Maybe we are only seeing a tiny part of our universe. If we look as far as we can that way, to as far as we can look that way, the distance between that two endpoint is calculated around 90 billion light years. But wait, our universe is only 13.7 billion years old. Then how can they would have possibly meet together? We don't have any answers for this. The acceleration problem. The celestial body near or further to us should be moving at a constant speed, but they aren't. The further ones are moving more faster than the one that are nearer to us. I think that is because the another galaxy or universe nearer to the further ones from us are pulling them, and though the further one from us are moving more faster than the one that are nearer to us. To visualize this problem, we need to be able to convert energy like these photons into matter like this. We know for sure that we can combine lighter elements to create heavier element, but the big question remains, what exactly was the energy from Big Bang? How will it all end? It is all speculation. The cooling universe could continue until there is no life or light anywhere. Or maybe everything might implode back into a singularity. We will definitely learn more about this as the year passes. But the understanding of our existence, I suspect, will always remain in the realm of unknown for us mortals. So let's make the best of being us.